Little Prince, Chapter 24. It had been 8 days since my plane crashed in the desert, and I had just finished the last of my water. As I drank the final drops, I thought back to the story the little prince had shared with me. "Ah, those memories of yours are lovely," I said to him, "but I still haven't been able to fix my plane. I have no more water left, and I would be so happy to just walk to a fresh water spring." The little prince replied, "My friend the fox." "My dear little friend, this has nothing to do with the fox anymore," I interrupted. "Why not?" he asked, puzzled. "Because I'm about to die of thirst," I explained, growing more desperate. But the little prince didn't seem to understand the gravity of our situation. He simply said, "It's good to have had a friend, even if you're about to die." I'm glad I had the fox as a friend. I shook my head, realizing he had no concept of hunger or thirst. He has no idea how much danger we're in. A little sunshine is all he needs. Still, the little prince looked at me intently and said, "I'm thirsty too. Let's go look for a well." I sighed, knowing it was absurd to search randomly for a well in the vast desert, but we started walking anyway. After walking slowly for hours in silence, night fell and the stars began to appear. My thirst had made me a bit out of my mind, and I looked at them as if in a dream. Suddenly, I remembered the little prince's last words. "Then you're thirsty too?" I asked him, but he didn't answer my question directly. Instead, he said, "Water can also be good for the heart." I didn't understand what he meant, but I knew better than to question him further. He was tired, so we sat down together. After a moment of silence, the little prince looked up at the stars and said, "The stars are beautiful because of a flower that cannot be seen." "Yes, that is so," I replied, looking out across the sand dunes, glowing in the moonlight. "The desert is beautiful," the little prince added, and he was right. I've always loved the desert. Sitting on a sand dune, you see and hear nothing, yet there's a quiet energy, a glow that radiates from it. "What makes the desert beautiful," the little prince said, "is that somewhere it hides a well." Suddenly, I understood the mystery of the desert's attraction. When I was a child, I lived in an old house. We were told a treasure was buried there, though no one knew where. But that secret made the house come alive with possibility. "Yes," I told the little prince, "the house, the stars, the desert. What gives them their beauty is something invisible." The little prince smiled. "I'm glad you agree with my fox." As the little prince drifted off to sleep, I gently scooped him into my arms and continued walking. I felt a great sense of kindness and protection. This fragile, sleeping child seemed the most precious treasure in the world. Looking at his pale face, his closed eyes, his hair stirring in the wind, I thought, what I see here is just a shell. The most important part is invisible. As a faint smile played on his lips, I realized his devotion to his flower. The image of a rose that shone through him like a gentle flame was what moved me so deeply, even in his sleep. I felt an overwhelming need to shield this delicate flame from any breeze that might extinguish it. And as I walked on, carrying the sleeping little prince, I finally found the well at the break of dawn.